Now, we've all seen them on TV 100 times, but there's still something fascinating, I think at least, about watching an old tower block falling to the ground in a matter of seconds.
Well, this week, one Midlands family is celebrating 50 years in the demolition business. And as Andy Bevan found out, it's not all about destruction.
Not everything that goes up must come down, but when it does, it's quite a sight. John and Nora Coleman came to Birmingham from Ireland and started in demolition just after the Second World War. They had half a dozen lorries, but had to give them up when the government nationalised the haulage industry in 1953. Undaunted, they started again, this time with son David on board, despite him almost taking a job in a local factory.
On the Sunday before I was to start on the Monday, I broke my leg playing football. And Mark says, well, that was a lucky break. So when I recovered, my dad turned around and he said, look, I'm busy, I'm stuck. I'd like you to come and work with me. So he developed on from there.
The business became Coleman Company in 1962. 50 years on, its founders are gone, but David is now chairman and his son Mark is MD. They now employ more than 150 people, stretching from Birmingham to New Zealand. They've demolished more than 10,000 buildings and blown down around 50 tower blocks.
There's this countdown period and the excitement builds, and then you have the sirens coming in at 30 minutes, and of course it's building all the time. Then the helicopter comes around, it does a sweep of the area, and then of course you've got these huge structures. You see them come down in 3 or 4 seconds. So it's a tick in the box in terms of the list of things that you'd like to do in your life.
All of Coleman's jobs are meticulously planned, of course, but back in 1984, their own former depot in Stetchford was demolished by an exploding gas cylinder at a neighbouring business. Coleman themselves are often called out to emergencies, like the 2005 tornado in Birmingham, where they provided specialist help.
You wake up in the morning, or even when you go to bed at night, you don't know what the next 5 minutes is going to happen. You know, the phone will ring, there could be a problem, the fire brigade, the police. We are 24/7.
But demolition isn't all about destruction. The family has built Birmingham's first urban quarry in its own backyard. Waste material is brought here and recycled by a process of sifting, shaking, washing and squeezing out unwanted elements.
And this is the end of the line, where the machine spits out the aggregate into its various sizes. That can then be stored and eventually transferred back to where it came from, to building sites and construction projects.
The Colemans are currently working on the redevelopment of Birmingham New Street Station, a 5-year mega project, and one with an added bonus.
Normally, we don't get to see anything, because obviously by nature of what we do, it's gone. New Street is a real first for us, because we will be actually able to go around and look around this building and say, you know what, do you remember that when we worked in there? And so yeah, that I'm really looking forward to it.
Long gone is the ball and chain, once the weapon of choice for the demolition crew. Safer and more efficient techniques like remote control robots and giant munchers are the 21st century way to bring those buildings down. The methods have changed, but the family feel of this firm hasn't. This may be a macho man's game, but these birthday treats have reportedly gone down a storm on building sites across the land.
I'm very lucky to have been able to work with my father, who taught me an awful lot. And gave me a few good rollickings as well. And I've been lucky to work with my son, who I hope has learned from me. And I've given him a few good rollickings also.
Is that right?
Of course, yeah.
I think he's given me a few back as well.
They say you can't choose your family, but even after 50 years, the Colemans seem more than happy with that. Andy Bevan, Central Tonight.
I enjoyed the construction bit of that report, but it was the blowing up I particularly liked.
Definitely. Just that one button.
I'd love to do that.
I bet you would. It's quite a boy thing, actually,
You
isn't
think?
it? I mean, I would like to do it, but I can imagine.
Can we see it again? Are we allowed to see it
let's
again? There we go. And if you want to see it again, over and over again, look at that go there. I do want to press that button. Plenty more about this on the website, by the way, if you just want to watch that clip over and over, which I might do later on.
Yeah,
I'm on the late shift. It'll give me something to do. Fantastic. Good stuff.
Right then.